The tiny square that protects your money. You carry it every day. You tap it everywhere. But that tiny gold square on your card is not just decoration. It's a miniature computer designed to stop thieves. And here's the crazy part. Every time you pay, it creates a secret code that can never be used again. So what's actually happening inside that chip? Let's begin. Welcome back to Simple Things, Deep Origins, where simple things reveal deep origin. Credit cards were easy to copy. Before chips existed, cards used only magnetic stripes. And magnetic stripes were simple, too simple. They stored your information in a fixed way, which meant criminals could copy it with a cheap device. And within minutes, they could create a duplicate card. But here's the surprising twist. That chip doesn't just store information, it actually thinks. So what exactly is inside it? Your card has a tiny computer inside. Inside the chip is a microprocessor, secure memory, built-in software, encryption technology. In other words, your credit card is a small computer. When you insert it into a machine, it doesn't simply send your card number. It performs calculations. It proves the card is real. And then it creates something powerful. A one-time security code. Why this code changes everything? Because if the code changes every time, then stealing it becomes useless. So how does that work? The one-time code that stops fraud. The magnetic stripe sends the same data again and again. That's why it can be copied. But the chip creates a unique code for each purchase, like a password that self-destructs after one use. So even if someone intercepts the transaction, they can't repeat it. That's why chip cards are far safer than old swipe cards. But the chip does something else too. It talks to the payment terminal. A silent conversation happens every payment. Every time you insert your card, a hidden conversation begins. What are they saying? What happens when you insert your card? Here's the step-by-step process. The terminal asks, "Are you authentic?" The chip responds with encrypted proof. The terminal sends it to the bank. The bank confirms and approves the payment, all within seconds. That tiny square is doing serious work. But now comes an even bigger mystery. What about tapping? Tap to pay seems like magic. If you don't even insert your card, how does tapping still stay secure? Tap payments use the same chip brain. Tap to pay works through NFC, a short-range wireless signal. But it still uses the chip's security system. It still generates the unique one-time code. So tapping isn't weaker. It's simply faster. That's why it's now used worldwide. But one question remains. Can this chip ever be hacked? Is the chip truly unbreakable? If it's a computer, does that mean criminals can break into it? Can credit card chips be hacked? Nothing is perfect. But chip cards are extremely difficult to fake. To crack one, thieves would need advanced equipment. And even then, the one-time codes make stolen data useless. That's why chip technology reduced fraud dramatically. The chip isn't just convenience, it's protection. Which brings us to the final realization. The smallest computer you carry every day. So the next time you see that tiny gold square, remember, you're not holding just plastic. You're holding a miniature computer that protects your identity in a digital world. Simple thing, deep origin. If you enjoyed this episode of Simple Things, Deep Origins, subscribe for more hidden stories behind everyday life. And comment what everyday object we should uncover next. Until then, stay curious.